Umpire Aaron Andrews has the ball. And this is SEN Spirit, and Weaver will take it away.
It's Morris v King. Morris wins the ball down there to Delalio. He gets the first clearance out there. It comes there towards Carey Park's forward 50. But Jesse Kerwin takes a relieving mark. Actually, it's Woods that's gone into the ruck. So Jet Woods, he makes himself presence felt there at centre half-back, kicks across the oval there. It's a great-looking kick, but a great spoil there by Carey Park. Comes there to Gadecki, and he's wrapped up, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up on the outer wing, basically in the middle of the ground. A pretty hot start here by Carey Park. Morris v Woods. Morris wins the ball down again. It goes straight to Bunbury. He's spoilt there. Gribble might have got one high. It's Field. Field's been wrapped up, and once again the umpire will come in the middle of the ground.
You're right about that, Weaver. Had a hot feeling about it to start with, and it started exactly like that.
Yeah, and the two ruckmen we thought were going to start the game haven't, but it comes down to Field. It's tapped there by Woods. Comes out there towards Kupernitsky. He gets some sort of handball out there towards Gribble. Goes back to Lawrence. Lawrence can't get a handle over it. Burrowclough comes in. It's still hot there. Comes over to Morris. He sends a long left foot. They're looking for
that's a
Jones.
Great grab.
And Harry Jones has taken a mark 40 metres out. He comes into the middle of the ground looking for Gadecki. And Connor Gadecki for the Carey Park Panthers will have the first legitimate shot on goal, 30 metres out, directly in front.
Gee, I tell you what, that was a great mark by Jones, running with the flight of the footy. He didn't know what was in front of him. And even better, he had the awareness around to find Gadecki in front of goal.
So Gadecki comes in, left foot. Looks pretty good. Straight over the umpire's hat. And Gadecki gets the first goal on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. And the Carey Park Panthers, they've started really hot. They know what's here for this game. Young Morris in the ruck. He's a likely looking lad. He's very, very tall. Up against Woods. So Morris there, won the ball out. It come back to him. Got that kick in. And as you said, it was a great mark there by Jones.
It was a good bit of awareness, wasn't it?
Off.
And good aid to Mrs. Gadecki. I know she tunes in and watches. But it was just the way Carey Park have started this game. As you said, they're very, very good at home, and they need to be fierce, and that's what they were in that first couple of minutes. They were fierce at the ball carrier.
They were, and they've made a couple of changes. Lawrence spent most of the last week at half forward, so he's gone into the middle. So once again, the umpire throws it up. Morris v Woods. Comes down to Woods, over to Lawrence. He gets a handball away, shapes a handball. It comes back to Carey Park. There he goes out looking for his teammate there, but it's Daniel Perks for the Bunbury Tigers who runs the ball over the line about 60 metres out from Carey Park's goal. And
it's those stoppages that we thought Bunbury were going to have the win at, but these first two, Carey Park have won them.
They have, and Bunbury can't get it past the centre at this stage. Once again, it's the two young guys in Woods and Morris. Morris wins it down, but it goes straight to Burrowclough. It could have been a Falcon in there.
It was a straight
on the head
of
Calvin Lawrence. Once again, the ball's wrapped up.
They say you got to keep your eyes on the ball, Weaver, and that's exactly what the Carey Park player in Dallala did.
He sure did. Morris, Woods. Woods goes straight past the ball. It's one down by Morris. It comes back to Woods. It gets the kick out there, looking for Gribble. But over the top comes Lawler, is it, and takes a relieving mark on the wing. He handballs on straight away as Carey Park come through the centre of the ground, looking for Gadecki, but it goes over his head. Burrowclough's in the right position, but it's spoiled there by Gadecki as he goes back onto the ball. It comes over Gadecki again. He's in everything at this stage. It goes towards Wood, but young Verhoff, the big fella, he's marked it about 50 metres out from goal.
Weaver, that's a CPR chance mark of the day.
He looks in there looking for his teammate there in O'Brien, but it went over his head and the ball's gone out of bounds about 20 metres out from Carey Park's goal.
We're looking for a CPR outdoor centre mark of the day, and Verhoff got a nomination early. That was a terrific grab.
Sure was, and his skills are pretty good for a big man as he does the ruck work here, gets the ball down over the back, looking there for O'Brien. It comes over to Delalio, and he has a shot on goal, but the ball's gone out of bounds.
A little bit optimistic there, inside-out kick, but it went straight out of bounds.
And Kerwin will take the relieving mark for the Bunbury Tigers. He's got Burrowclough insured. He bypasses him, sends the ball down there, looking there for, is it Woods? And Woods has taken the mark, still inside the defensive 50.
That's going to be
Bunbury
a good
Tigers.
duel for Southern Lock and Security. Those two young ruckmen.
Woods might have wrote a check. He couldn't cash there as he tries to short pass in, but it comes back out. Calvin Lawrence now, he's got a shot on goal from about 40. He closes, shoots on goal. And a mistake there by the Bunbury Tigers has given Lawrence a chance to put his first goal on the board on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, and Lawrence makes no mistake as the Carey Park Panthers have started really red hot, and their 2 entries into the forward line have resulted in 2 goals.
It's just the pressure they got on the Bunbury ball carrier. Since Bunbury try and get it away, it's pressure personified. And Gadecki was one of those players that personified that because he was in the middle, and I reckon he picked up 4 touches. He smothered, he picked it up, he carried on. That was back a little bit. And Kelvin Lawrence, well, you give him a bit of a space, and he's going to make the very most of that. That's a great start. Two straight to the Panthers.
Yeah, too much space there for Lawrence. He's a quality player. And
I didn't think he believed in himself. He looked up and looked around and got, hello, I got space.
No one's here. As Morris once again wins the ruck knock down there. He could have been held there, and I think it's Trey Field, the player on advantage there is Harry Creasy sends the ball up for the first entry into Bunbury's forward 50. It comes across there to Heisman, but Heisman's spoilt there by Orsi, and the ball goes out of bounds. Still inside Bunbury's forward 50.
That's the first entry inside 50 for the Bulldogs.
And it's just by chance there, just a free kick given away in the middle, and Bunbury took advantage. So they need to settle here and get some score out of this forward entry setup. So the ball comes down there from Morris. It goes back out, but once again, Carey Park have got the ball out of bounds. Could have been paid a mark there. Was it Woods? But he's wrapped up there, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up about 70 metres out. Probably on the half-forward flank, Bunbury's way, as Carey Park are just maintaining this pressure early in this game, and so far they've got 2 goals out of it. Once again, Morris wins the ball down. It comes over to Gribble, who's been quiet early. Out to Burraclough. He gets a chaos ball inside 50 there, looking for Horton, but the ball's gone out of bounds on the full. And it is Jacob Orsi who will take the relieving kick for the Carey Park Panthers.
Thanks to MGIB too, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there. What a cracking start for the Panthers. They are up and about, and fair enough. They realise they've got to beat some of these top sides to get into that 5 and give themselves a chance of getting back into that grand final.
And they'd be pretty happy about running on terra firma after
that's
last
a good
week.
grab.
As there was a lot of water on the ground.
Right.
And I think it's Delalio took a beautiful mark there on half-forward. He looks inside, and Gadecki, who's been red hot so far in the first 10 minutes of the game, he comes across field towards the commentary box there, looking for Mitchell Russell. He's well spoilt. Could have given the free kick away there. I think it was Gilchrist. The ball comes back out there to Kupernitsky. No, it's Ryan Babbage. Gets a handball over, comes back to Ryan Babbage. Babbage should set on goal, 30 metres out. Made the goal umpire work. But the Bunbury Tigers have got their first goal. Just a bit of a turnover there, trying to come across goal. Gadecki, who's been superb in the first 10 minutes, just let himself down a little bit there on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. The Carey Park Panthers, 2 goals straight, and Bunbury, 1 goal straight.
Yeah, that was good follow-up from Babbage there, wasn't it? He got the ball off and then followed up the handball from Creasy. Bunbury are a very slick, skillful side. So, well played, and I think we're on for a good one here, Weaver.
Yeah, and I just think that unselfishness, that's what you want in team sport, isn't it? You know, could have been a 50-50 goal, but give it to a guy to make 100%. So, well done to young Babbage.
A reward for Babbage. You come off and have a spell on the Harvey Norman bench.
So once again, it's Morris v Woods. Woods this time wins the ball down. It comes across there to Carey Park in Delalio, who's been prominent early. He gets the ball out. It goes there to Rory O'Brien. He's been wrapped up there by Jack Bellini, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up on the half-forward flank.
They're hot on Rory O'Brien, aren't they? As soon as he grabs it, they know what he can do.
And why wouldn't they? He's a star. The ball's not won down there directly by any ruckman. It comes over to Morris. The ball's wrapped up again as Gribble tries to break free. And once again, about 70 metres out from Carey Park's goal, the umpire will throw it up. Morris, Woods, 2 young guns going at it. No one wins the ball down. It comes over to Lawrence, who's been good early. Gets the ball just inside 50. But the Tigers come back out there with a sloppy handball, puts his teammate under pressure. And Carey Park have the numbers here. It comes over to Verhoef. Verhoef gets the ball there looking for O'Brien, but it goes over his head. It comes back to Verhoef. The big fella's in everything. It comes out there to Carey Park. He gets a handball over. And it's nearly a mark in the goal square there by the Carey Park full forward in Lawler. Once again, the Carey Park have the numbers. It's 3-2. It comes over there to Gadecki. Here he comes again. Number 5, he could have been held without the ball. He gets it over to Hutchinson. And Hutchinson walks the ball out about 40 metres out from goal.
Tell you what, this is a great start to this game. Pressure everywhere.
It's just a handball there that just went over to Brian's head that he could have got a shot on goal. But anyway, Carey Park is still inside their forward 50. as Woods goes up against Verhoef. Verhoef wins the ball down. It comes over to Braden Lawler. Lawler gets his kick smothered. He goes back in again, but he's well roped up there by 2 Bunbury players. And the umpire will come and throw the ball up. Still about 40 metres out from goal. Carey Park's end. They're maintaining the pressure. The ball goes up. Verhoef wins the ball down. Over to his teammate there. In Lawler, it goes towards full forward. And Brady Lanahan misses what he should have taken. And the Bunbury Tigers come out.
Great grab too.
Kick that come out to Denham King. It nearly went over his head to give Carey Park another chance. He looks out on the wing looking for Gribble, but he's well intercepted there by Hutchinson. Hutchinson comes back in there looking for Tetlow. Tetlow's dropped the mark, puts himself under pressure. It comes back to Bell. Bell's pushing down. That's probably not 15, I wouldn't think. Comes over there looking for Lawrence. And Lawrence, once again, in that same position he plays on, the man on the mark was a bit sloppy. He looks over the back there looking for O'Brien. He's well spoilt. Well spoilt there by Jack Bellini, and the ball goes out of bounds. Probably given away about 6 or 8 inches there, O'Brien. So
he did well then, Bellini, to come back and not give away a kick, didn't he? Just spoiled it right at the last minute because O'Brien looked like to be in the box seat.
And they're really in the middle there. They really need to man up on Lawrence as the Bunbury Tigers come out towards the wing there. It's well spoilt there by Horsey, is it? It comes over to Bell. Bell goes to Lawler. The umpire comes in and said that's a free kick. So Lawler will take the kick. He's about 70 metres out for goal. He'll probably put the Carey Park Panthers inside 50 for about the 8th or 10th time this quarter. They are looking really sharp. He's looking there for the big fella, but over the back it goes to Rory O'Brien. It comes out there. Bunbury gets a sloppy handball to Jesse Gribble. That was Jackson Oliver. It was a bit sloppy, but Bunbury mop up. And once again, they give it to Gribble, who's got a man right on his hammer, but he's good enough to get the ball away. It goes over there to Denham King. King puts the ball up there looking for, is it Woods? Or is it Horton? It's Horton, but he's well spoilt there by Sam Brown.
That's a good matchup, that, for Southern Lock Security. The Sam Brown-Horton matchup. So big afternoon for Sam Brown ahead.
Their interest in handballing to guys under pressure is really putting Bunbury under pressure. So just to be
the ability to Carey Park to close that gap.
The ball comes in. Horton does the ruck work this time against Morris. No one wins it down directly, but Gribble's first on the scene.
The only trouble with Weaver, Carey Park putting a lot into this quarter, except it's not resulting on the scoreboard.
That's true. They've had a couple of missed opportunities that should have been probably resulting in 2 or 3 more goals as Morris goes up against Horton. Horton wins the ball out the back there towards Hamish Hall. He's wrapped up. It's really tough out there on the far side of ground.
This game is definitely warming up thanks to Half House. Get that Half House feeling. That's good weather for Half House. Climate control.
Still about 70 metres out from Bunbury's goal. Horton's way out of his comfort zone there. He wins the ball over the back there. Looking there for Tetlow it is. He's first on the scene. He gets it over to O'Brien.
That was very clever.
O'Brien gets it back to his teammate there and he just pummels the ball. Probably had more time than he thought and the ball goes out of bounds.
It was a beautiful
Daniel
toe poke.
Perks will take the relieving free kick. He comes into the centre of the ground, finds his teammate there and he looks up forward. Comes across to Denham King. He goes over to Jamin King. Jamin King looks down and his direct opponent has allowed young Horton, I don't know how young he is, but Horton, the leading goal kicker for the South West League. And he's going to have his first legitimate shot on goal from about 40 metres out directly in front.
He did that very well, Horton. He changed directions and come around, and when Sam Brown tried to do the same, he slipped over to give Horton a very simple mark. Good kick in.
So in comes Horton. He crosses the 50 now. Oh, it's a beautiful looking kick. It's a magnificent looking kick. He did that with ease. So Horton on the South West Isuzu scoreboard gets Bunbury second as they closed within a point.
Yeah, look, they moved the ball very well, and Horton, he's got a ton of experience. He used that, but unfortunately Sam Brown lost his footing. Even if he hadn't have, I think Horton had those couple of metres on him, and once you do that and you're that big and put your arms out in the front of you and the kick is to your percentage, he took the mark, and there was no doubting that kick is a very, very good kick for goal.
It's a magnificent kick from about 48 metres out directly in front, so
it's really a good pass for you, isn't it? Little stab pass for you,
Free kicks for me. But he done a lot of work outside 50 then in the ruck, so it's good for him to push back as it's Jamin King in the ruck now up against up against Reece Payne. The umpire comes in and sees a free kick here, and it's Burraclough. He gets a handball on straight away over to Heisman. Heisman puts the ball down there looking for Horton. Horton's at the back in good position to mark, but he just dropped it at the last minute. Gets back on the ball now. He's wrapped up there by his direct opponent in Brown.
Oh, do you reckon he's got a boot to that?
Well, the crowd suggests
yes,
and the goal umpire confirms it. So I'm not sure who kicked that one, Craney, but that was a great effort in the pack there by Joel Horton.
Might have to have a look on the replay there. I think it might have been Young Woods, but we'll confirm that shortly. But that was, once they get the ball in quick like that, Horton's he's a man mountain down there. He's putting pressure under that Carey Park defence. And we just spoke 5 minutes ago about how much Carey Park had thrown into this first quarter, but didn't get the reward on the board. And that's Bunbury, when they went in there, I think they've gone in 4 times inside 50. It results in 3 goals.
Yeah, and I think one of the important guys, which was probably gone unnoticed, is Burraclough. He got his hands on the footy and setting up a lot of forward entries. So Woods comes in against Reece Payne. It's not one down by anyone in particular. Comes out to Woods. He gets the tap out there to Heisman. Heisman puts the ball forward there. It's just a chaos kick. It's gone over the head of Bell. Comes back out to Tetlow. He tries to kick it, but actually misses it. And the umpire said, you've missed it enough to pay holding the ball. And once again, Bunbury will put it inside 50. They've settled now, the Bunbury Tigers. As he puts there, looking there for Horton, but that's a terrible kick. And, it's gone over the head of Bell. I thought he was going to wrap that up, but actually out comes the big man in Joel Horton. And Joel Horton will have his...
Maybe it wasn't such a bad kick.
It was a great kick.
He's going to take that in.
It's a great kick. Can we go back and erase that? But that's... I just thought Bell looked like he was going to comfortably mark that one from here, but Horton's come out and marked it. He's at a really tight angle, probably about 40 metres out, but the distance won't be a problem as Horton comes in. He might have just pushed that across the face of goal.
I get the feeling Bunbury are cranking up their machine, though, aren't they? When they move the ball, they're very, very quick.
They are. So let off there for the Carey Park as Horton misses from about 40 metres out. Pretty tough angle, so... I'm sure he's going to get more opportunity as the game goes on, as Bell now is going to bring the ball back in for Carey Park from fullback. Everyone's pushed up the ground here, unsure where to go. He comes out towards the commentary box, goes short there looking for...
Pretty good kick by young Jackson Bell too.
And Milham takes the mark. Still inside defensive 50.
There was
Bunbury
a big crowd.
Up well. Milman kicks a high ball down towards the wing there. No one really goes for it. It comes over to Hutchinson. He's wrapped up there by Parsons, and the ball will be thrown up about 70 metres out, just about in front of the commentary box here from Bunbury's goal.
Thanks to City and Regional Fuels for your support this afternoon.
As Payne wins the ball down, Woods ran under the ball. In comes Lawrence again. He's been terrific in this first quarter. He's still got the ball in his control, but he loses it there to Munro. Munro gets a handball out, but it goes straight to Carey Park. It comes over, and here's Lawrence again. Lawrence gets it out in the direction of O'Brien. Soccers the ball off the ground towards Harry Jones. It comes out there. Geez, the tackling still strong. And out comes Heisman. Heisman is starting to get a fair bit of the foot. He gets a handball inside to Harry Creasy. Creasy there looking for the big man in Horton. Could have been pushed under the ball. And the umpire sees it that way. No advantage. No
Players
advantage.
are still looking back at him.
Or has he? He has.
Well, Kubanishki's kicked the goal, has he?
I think Nixie's kicked the goal. I'm pretty confident that the umpire did not pay advantage to start with until he's seen Nitschke in the goal square.
I think the players talked him into it, didn't they? Nitschke was standing on the goal line saying, come on, I'm going to kick it.
I'm right here. I shouldn't miss from here. And he didn't. And he didn't. And on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, Bunbury now moved to 4 goals, 1-25 to Carey Park, who kicked the opening 2 goals of the game, 2-1-13.
That was probably one of the strangest things I've ever seen. The players were looking back at the umpires going,
yep,
it's all right to call it. And I thought he was going to drag it back, Weaver. But they didn't. Kubanishki, and to say, Bunbury is starting to push away a little bit.
They are. They've
they're starting to win around that contest in that middle field. And when they do, they open it up.
As Woods goes up, but he's beaten there by Payne. It comes to Burraclough, who's been terrific. Over to Heisman. Heisman gets a chaos ball inside 50 once again for the Bunbury Tigers. First to the ball is Sam Brown for the Carey Park. He's got a big job down there, and he's done well so far. But that's a missed kick as he hits Baden Parsons out on the wing. He's going to put the ball back inside 50. No, he goes short there into Harry Creasy. Creasy plays on straight away. Oh, he nearly gets tackled, but the Carey Park player did enough. So it comes over there to Lawler. It's met there by Heisman. And the ball's tied up about 40 metres out from Bunbury's goal, directly in front. So things are still pretty hot. And as you said early, Carey Park did all that work. They just didn't get a score, and it's starting to show now. Well, there could be a free kick played in the ruck, but no, I thought Carey Park might have got one there. So chaos ball goes over the head there of Sam Brown. It comes out there to Hamish Hall.
Hamish Hall.
And Hamish Hall says thank you as he was just sucking in a few deep breaths.
I think we're going to give that a bit of a chance too for the Western All Pest Services goal of the day. He did that very nicely, did Hamish Hall. And Bunbury just starting to power away. Heisman's been instrumental in that. They just got pace, haven't they, Weaver? When they start to go, they open up the ground very quickly. And as soon as they do that, they're putting enormous pressure on the Carey Park defence. I'm sure Frank Italiano would have... when he talks to his defenders down there, there's a couple of times they got themselves out of position that they probably could have done a little bit better.
Yeah, they've run under the ball a couple of times, and Bunbury have pounced and kicked 2 goals, and I think every opportunity that Bunbury have got going forward, they've taken advantage of. So it's just that pressure knowing that if you miss the ball, it's going to be a goal. We're back in the middle now as Woods and Morris go up for the ball. No one wins it down directly. It comes over to Gadecki, who's seen a fair bit of the footy so far early. He tries to get a handball out there in the direction of Lawler.
That was a good tackle.
And just missed his target there, but the ball's
You just
tied
wonder
up.
how long Carey Park can keep up that fierce tackling, because Bunbury are scoring their goals a lot easier.
They are. I think with tackling, if you can get scoreboard pressure, the tackling doesn't matter. So, but they just haven't done that yet. Only Bunbury is scoring. So comes down there to... was Orsi, and he kicks the ball inside Carey Park's forward line, and it goes out of bounds about 20
Carey Park
metres
just
out.
need a goal out of this one, just to give themselves a little bit of confidence back again, because Bunbury have had a bit of a run. They've kicked the last 4.
We've got 2 minutes to go in the first quarter here, and Carey Park are deep in their forward line. So as you said, Croney, they need one here. It says Verhalf v King. So Verhalf's got the height here. Puts himself in front. The ball goes over both ruck, and it comes out there too.
That's a great goal.
I think that's DeLello.
It is.
He snapped on goal, and that's exactly what Carey Park wanted. They've done a lot of hard yards and some really good stuff in this first quarter, and that's great reward for what they've done. And on the South West Isuzu scoreboard, Carey Park moved to 3 goals, 1-19, and Bunbury in front by a couple of goals, 5-1-31.
And we're putting that down as a nominator for the Western All Pest Services goal of the day, because that was brilliantly read. As much as it was a much-needed goal, but he didn't have a lot of time to think about that, did DeLello, and he just... Was it Dello or Orsley?
It was DeLello, I think.
DeLello?
Yep.
And he kicked it through very nicely. We get a nod from the timekeeper to say that was correct, so we're all right. But look, Carey Park needed that just for their own reward for effort, if you like. They've thrown a lot into this first quarter.
They have. And once again, we're back in the middle as Morris goes up against King. Morris has done really well in there, but it comes out the back to Harry Creasy. And once again, he sends the ball going forward, looking there for Horton.
Good grab.
But
That's
out
Baker.
Comes Cameron Baker and takes a much relieving mark for the Carey Park Panthers.
He is a very much improved backman, one of the best backmen in the league now. Went away to Nutrien Ag.
He goes short and finds Bell. Still inside defensive 50. Just maintaining possession of the ball here with about a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. He comes straight across goals and kicks to Brown. So Brown will bring it across the other side of the ground here. Carey Park have the numbers, but the boundary line beats the ball.
That was a pretty good set by Bunbury, though. They didn't have a lot of outs at Carey Park when they looked up, so as a result, it's a boundary throw-in.
It's a boundary throw just outside 50, so Carey Park had 4 possessions there, and they've only gained about 50 metres. So Bunbury looked like the only team that could score here towards the end of the first quarter as the ball's thrown in. Morris, King, one down by Morris again. He's been terrific. Oh, that looked like a suspect handball there from King. Comes over there, and the first man back on the scene is Hall. Hall goes after the ball. He's been terrific in the first quarter. A shot on goal there from...
That was Babbage, I think, he had a shot on goal.
Babbage. He's been lively up there.
He has.
Across the goal.
He can find a bit of space.
Once again, Carey Park bring the ball back in. Looking down there for the big fellas. Oh, there could have been a push. The umpire doesn't see it. It comes over to Woods. He gets some sort of handball out there to Woods. Denham King swings the ball back inside. It's nearly out of bounds, but they manage to keep it in the Bunbury Tigers. He gets a handball over there back to King, puts it to the centre of the ground.
And we're not
but it's
quite
gone
sure
out
what
of bounds. So it's on the far side of the ground. The boundary umpire called it out of bounds in the full. And Bella, he won't know how much time's left, but he'll know it's getting close to the end.
I reckon he does now.
He does now. I was just going to say he needed to maintain possession, and that he did. So
it's quarter time at Kelly Park. A pretty entertaining first quarter of 42 that sees Carey Park 3 goals, 1-19. They trail the Bunbury Bulldogs 5 goals, 2-32. We'll be back after the break for quarter 2. Ball is held aloft. This is SEN Spirit, and Weaver will take it away.
As Morris once again goes up against Woods, no one wins it down, but Burraclough wins it out of the middle and sends the Bunbury Tigers forward there looking for Fraser Gilchrist. It comes back out there to Mitchell Russell for the Carey Park defender. He gets the ball back, kicks a wobbly ball there looking for Morris. It goes past the big fella there, comes across to, is it Jake Bellini? And he comes across the field there looking for Babbage. Babbage well sport there by his Carey Park direct opponent. It's that Lawler, is it? No, it's Reece Payne. So Reece Payne, who works his way in the ruck, he brings the ball up the wing right in front of the commentary box. Looking for Lenihan, but the ball goes over his head. Bunbury under a little bit of pressure down there, but they managed to get the ball out. He's well tackled there by Lenihan again. Bunbury get the handball out to the wing here, looking down there, and it's Gilchrist who takes the mark right in front of the commentary box.
She's pretty quick out there, Weaver. A bit of pace, you'd be in the element.
Pace was never associated with me anyway, as Trayfield takes a short kick. Right in front of the commentary box, comes right in front of us now. Goes over Jesse Gribble's head, and it's marked there by Perks. Perks look down there for Horton. His direct opponent, and Lawler slips over. It comes over to Horton, but Lawler's back there again. He gets a handball over to Hutchinson. Hutchinson out to Gadecki. Back to Hutchinson. They're working hard down there. They don't know what to do with it. There's no leads as Bunbury have all the numbers and cut the ball off just outside 50. The ball goes in there once again, and it's young King goes up at his well sport there by Brown. Comes over to Gadecki, and he just pumps a chaos ball there over Verhoef's head, but the umpire said he was pushed in the back.
It was a bit of chaos by the Carey Park defence, but they did it pretty well. They were pretty cool under pressure. A lot of handball going around, but Verhoef just as well he got that because Bunbury were everywhere. That's a beautiful kick.
He looks out there for Hutchinson, who's got plenty of space. He grabs the ball about 70 metres out for goal. It's a poor kick there looking for, is it Delalio? He's well tackled, but the umpire says it's a free kick. It might have been a little bit too high. It might be Harry Jones out there.
Verhoef's kick from Hutchinson for a big fella. He's got plenty of skill, hasn't he? Set it out nicely, and the kick left a little bit to be desired, but luckily for Carey Park, they have the free kick. Within range, Weaver? Maybe not.
Well, I don't think so. Maybe 10 metres short, but Carey Park did really well in the back line there. They were outnumbered. They couldn't see much up the front, but they work hard. They go in for their second possession, so Harry Jones puts the ball. Oh, it's not a bad leg there. It gets to the front of the square. Up goes Verhoef. But he's well sport, and Bunbury pushed the ball through for a rush behind. And on the South West Isuzu scoreboard, Carey Park get the first score of the second score.
They just need to keep in it, don't they? But we're looking for a WA Carpet Supermarket Best on Ground too this afternoon, so that'll be an interesting one. We're also looking for a tackle for the game for Bunbury Mower Service.
Well, there's plenty of them.
Plenty of them.
Brings the ball down, looking for King. He's well sport there. It comes over to Lawrence, who's been dominant early. Puts the ball back inside the forward line. Is it Lenihan that goes first to the ball? But the ball's rushed over for another force behind. Bunbury once again will bring it back in. Carey Park are doing all this.
The page is full of those Bunbury Mower Service tackles.
Well, if you can name one out of that, I reckon everyone's laid a tackle so far. It's been a terrific game of footy. It's probably bring the ball in, looking there for King, is it? No, it's Parsons. And Parsons gets a free kick in front of Morris. A couple of young guys there, really tall players doing a really good job, especially Morris for Carey Park. Parsons comes across there looking for Perks, and Perks plays on straight away after a short kick. Looking down there for Jetwood, it goes over his head, comes over there to Delallo, and Delallo's wrapped up by Phil right in front of the commentary box, right in front of the interchange boxes for both coaches. So
that's
they get a little bit animated.
Harvey Norman interchange boxes this afternoon, thanks to the Bank of Queensland as well.
Parsons wins the ball down, but it's wrapped up there once again as Lawler.
There's not a lot of time to get rid of that footy out there, Weaver. Once you've got it, you've got to make a decision very quick because it's closed up very quickly.
No one wins the ruck knock clean as it comes out to King. King tries to get the handball out.
That was a good call by the umpire. Just grabbed his ankle.
And King will take the relieving kick right in front of the commentary box on centre wing. King looks for options. Kerry Parker covered up well here. It goes into the middle, and it's marked there by Field. It's been pretty good early, Field. Trey Field for Bunbury. He'll put them inside 50 there, looking, is it for Horton? But he's nowhere to be seen there, Horton. It's Kerry Park, work hard. It comes over to Gribble. He sells a bit of candy. Back over to Woods. He's looking for a handball, but just handballs it straight to his direct opponent in Morris. Over to Kadecki, and he sends the ball just about inside 50 there for Kerry Park. Here. As Harry Jones is first to the ball bounces up from him. He tries to get a left foot kick in there to Lanahan. Lanahan, it just drops short of him. He's well wrapped up by his direct opponent. Could have got done for holding the ball. And the umpire sees it that way. And Liam Renton will take the relieving kick for the Bunbury Tigers. He goes across goal now, looking there and finding Field. Field's working really well across the ground here. It's a terrific young player.
Hard working, isn't he? He's covering a lot of deck.
He goes down basically in the centre of the ground there. He's looking, but it's basically an uncontested mark there by Hutchinson.
But I'm just giving him a points for the air he took, Weaver.
Yeah, I used to do that myself, apparently. As Hutchinson goes on goal, I think that's carried everyone.
That is a ripper.
That's an outstanding goal there from Hutchinson as Bunbury failed to capitalise and bring it out of defence. And Hutchinson from 50 carries the pack in the goal square, and it goes through on the South West Isuzu scoreboard. Kerry Park move ever so closer to the Bunbury Tigers. 4-2, trailing the Bunbury Tigers by just a solitary goal.
I'm going to give him a double whammy there too, Weaver, because he's going to have a crack at the Western All-Pair Services goal of the day. I thought that was fantastic. And the CPR Outdoor Centre mark of the day, because it was very clean. He got a bit of air. I know he floats through like you used to, Weaver, so you'd be pretty proud of that. But a brilliant finish by young Lukey Hutchison. And the Panthers, well, they're just throwing the challenge back a little bit.
Well, all he's got to do now is lay a tackle right in front of us. Yeah, he's got the trifecta. As once again it comes out to field. He gets a handball out there to Burraclough, who's been superb so far. Over to young Parsons. He tries to handball cutely through the centre of the corridor, but it comes over to Kadecki. Over to Millman. Millman comes out on the wing right in front of the commentary box. And it's well sport there by Bunbury Tigers in Jackson Oliver.
Gee, young Kadecki's covering some dirt too.
He sure is. Him and Field are covering a lot of ground and really setting up a lot of forward entries for their respective teams. The ball's thrown in as Parsons v Morris. Bit of a short throw, but Morris gets in front and wins the ruck knock down there towards Lawler. Lawler puts a left foot kick there looking for Lanahan, but it goes over his head and Jesse Gerwin takes a relieving mark just inside defensive 50. Gerwin looks inside the middle of the corridor. He's risking it early, looking there for Creasy. Creasy's well spoilt there by, was it Millman? It comes over to Bell. He's working up the ground, and Bell just got a little bit of colour blindness there, I thought. Kicks it straight to the Bunbury Tigers player there, and the ball has been tied up about 70 metres out from Kerry Park's goal. Might got
one of them phantom calls, you think there, Weaver?
Could be a concussion test, but let's move on. As Morris wins the ball down once again. It comes over there to Field, who's working really hard this quarter. Out there in the direction of Denham King. He's first to the ball. That's a terrific pickup, and he has a bounce. Tries to handball inside, sell a bit of candy, but he's well met there by Mitchell Russell. It comes over to Field once again. He looks there for Heisman. Heisman's well spoilt there by Baker. But the umpire has seen a push. And I think Cameron Baker for Kerry Park. No, it's been paid to... Could be Zane. It's not Verhalf. Anyway, Kerry Parker will take the relieving kick. It's a floating looking kick. Comes out the way in the direction of Lawler. Here's Verhalf now, the big fella right in front of us. He's getting bigger by the minute, Croney, as he rolls past us now.
That was good though, wasn't it? He just kept it in front of him. He made about 15 metres for the Panthers. He just was pure athleticism, if you like, Weaver.
Well, you just want that ball to bounce to you, don't you? As Parsons wins the ball down there to Field. Field gets a kick, could have been dealt with after that. After he got rid of it, comes there towards Gribble. Goes there towards Harrop. Harrop gets the ball out, but he's handballed straight to...
It's been a kick back here. Kerry Park will take the kick.
And this is...
It will be Orsi will take the kick.
Jacob Orsi will take the kick. He comes inside. He misses his target, but he's got plenty of time. As it's Lawler, brings the ball up, looking there for... It is Tetlow. Tetlow plays on straight away, has a bounce, puts his eyes towards the goals. It goes over the head. And Tetlow, from well outside 50, has put through Kerry Park's 5th goal and draws them level with the Bunbury Tigers on the South West Isuzu scoreboard. Scores are level. 5 goals, 2 apiece.
Going to give that one, I seem to be giving all the goals a bit of a crack at the Western All Pest Services goal of the day, because he just let loose. And wasn't that a nice bit of play by the Panthers? They start to open up the ground, and all of a sudden they've got a little bit of confidence. Isn't it great, our great game weaver, how the ebbs and flows? It looks like one side's going to take the game to bits, and then the next side starts to get a little bit of momentum. So it's just making the best of what that time you've got.
And Aussie there just gutsed it to get it into the middle there to Lawler, who had probably the most amount of time that any players had on the ground, and Tetlow played on straight away. That's a terrific goal. Ball's back in the middle. Morris v. Parsons. Parsons wins the ball down. It comes over to Lawrence. Lawrence gets tackled there by Heisman. Heisman gets a handball out. It comes back to Trayfield. Trayfield's been terrific as it comes down there to Jay Miles. And Miles is wrapped up right in front of the commentary box.
Gee, I'm loving this contest, and that's exactly what it is. It's a real fair dinkum contest.
Amy Shaw tied him up there. Morris, Parsons. Parsons wins the ball down, but Calvin Lawrence, who's been terrific in this game so far early, comes over to Gribble, who's been quiet. Comes
Creasy
back to Creasy. Creasy closes in on 35 and missed probably what he should have taken. He's a quality act, is Harry Creasy.
Yeah,
closed within 35 metres and shot it over his shoulder.
I nearly put that one in the book, Weaver, because Harry Creasy, he doesn't miss too many of them. As you said, he's a class act. Great to see him back running around for the Bulldogs. He's a real asset to the club. And, yeah, a bit of a miss that I think he was a bit shocked about it as well.
And if we had a sponsor for best point of the day, I reckon he'd be in front.
Well, let's give a sponsor to that. Let's have a look. MGIB, Gags.
As Aussie brings the ball back in, he plays on out of the goal square, goes long. It's well spoilt there by Woods, but it comes over to Reece Payne. Payne gets a chaos kick there out in the direction of Harry Jones, and the ball goes out on centre wing on the far side of the ground.
Tell you what, we are looking for a rising star thanks to Hemp Brothers, Western Australia's most trusted hemp-based products, and the young ruckman for Carey Park. Actually, both are ruckman, Carey Park and Bunbury, doing very well.
Terrific for young fellas. The ball comes in. Morris, Parsons wins it clean. He takes full possession of it. Comes over to Bell, but he's tackled there by Jesse Gribble. And once again, the umpires earning their keep today as well. It's a pretty hot physical game. The ball will be thrown up basically on centre wing. Parsons, Morris wins the ball down. It goes to no one in particular. It comes out to Millman. He gets a chaos kick there towards Verhaaf, the big fella. Can he get a nice bounce this time? He does not. He missed the ball. The ball just won't bounce up for the big fella, as once again Carey Park have the numbers here, and it's Hutchinson.
That was a good call by the umpire too. Just had hold of his jumper.
Now it's Beau Clark. So Beau Clark will have a shot from 55 metres. He's got a few options there. He's got one in the middle. Crosses 50, looks short. It goes over Verhaaf's head, and that's a terrible kick. The big fella did all the hard yards to get into a good position. And it's Damien King who takes a relieving mark. He looks out there in front of Parsons, and Parsons takes a terrific mark on centre win in front of his direct opponent in Morris. Parsons comes inside, misses his target. They all go for it, then they all don't go for it. And Millman's first on the scene for Carey Park. But everyone's wrapped up in the centre of the ground.
They did just stop and look at that a little bit, didn't they? I think they were waiting for that ball to do something a bit strange. It didn't. It just carried on through.
Once again, Parsons v. Morris. Morris wins the ball down. But the ball is wrapped up there by Lawrence for Carey Park. And once again, the umpire will come and throw it up. Right in the middle of the ground here. Bunbury have a slender lead on the South West Isuzu scoreboard by a point. And the umpire's seen a free kick here, and it's going to go to young Parsons for Bunbury. Morris hasn't been outpointed much today as Parsons kicks a strange-looking kick there, looking for, was it King?
This is Baker.
And Baker has taken the intercept mark. Baker goes short and finds Lawler. Lawler comes inside as Bell provides run-off halfback. He plays on straight away there, looking for Harrop, and Harrop takes a mark right at centre forward. He wheels onto his left foot there, looking for Lenahan. It goes over Lenahan's back, but who's there? It's O'Brien. O'Brien gets the ball out to Harry Jones.
Oh, beautiful defence.
And Bunbury have stopped what was a certain goal there.
Absolutely.
So the ball comes out through King. King gets a kick away, and the umpire said that he's run too far. And the shot on goal will be taken here by Carey Park, and I think it's Gadecki.
No.
It's not Gadecki, it's Harry Jones.
Yeah, who's been very busy today, Harry Jones. And that tackling pressure, that's what makes a game, doesn't it? Just that little bit extra effort. It's easy to just say he's gone, but he didn't do that. He just kept on his hammer.
So Jones, who nearly made the distance from 50, so he's kicking from about 30 metres out and basically directly in front, comes in now, shot on goal, straight over the umpire's hat.
That is a great kick.
That's a magnificent shot on goal by Harry Jones. And on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, Carey Park now put their noses in front as they go to 6-2, leading Bunbury 5-3, 33.
That's been a great effort by the Panthers. We were talking at quarter time there, Weaver, where it looked like Bunbury were getting on top. They were scoring goals a lot easier than the Panthers, but Panthers this quarter, they've really found another gear and they've upped the ante and thrown the challenge back to the Bulldogs. But very, very entertaining game of footy, and we've still got around the ground thanks to Geograph Civil. The score we've got is Busselton 6-4-40, lead HBL yet to score. I'm sure that's changed since we've got that, but we'll get an update shortly.
The ball's back in the middle now, and it's Morris v Woods. Ball's thrown up. It's not one down by any particular ruckman. It comes out to Woods. He roves his own ball, sends the ball looking forward there for Kai Wright, and Wright takes a mark. 50 metres out from goal. I'm not sure if he's got the leg. He's going to look short here. Looking there for big Joel Horton. It goes over his head. Oh, they've spoiled each other there as Sam Brown wraps the ball up, who's done a terrific job there on Horton. And the ball's wrapped up, and the ball will be thrown up about 30 metres out directly in front of Bunbury's goal. They need a reply here, Bunbury. The ball's down their end. Horton goes up for the ruck, but once again it's one down by Morris. He tries to go out there to Hutchinson. The ball comes there to Hamish Hall. He gets a kick out there in the direction of Gribble. Gribble, who's been quiet, but he works well in these tight spaces. He gets the ball back out. Is it to Kai Wright? But he's well challenged there by, is it Hamish Hall or Harry Jones? And he's wrapped up there about 30 metres out from goal. Still in Bunbury's forward 50. Right on the boundary. Still plenty of tackling pressure.
They're
and physical
relentless down
pressure
there,
out
the Carey Park defence, aren't they? They just do not like giving a goal away.
And so far, so good as Woods goes up against Morris. It's one down there by Woods. Probably could have been tackled without the ball, but the umpire sees it the other way as he's paid a throw. And the big fella in...
Denham King will have the shot.
Will have a shot on goal, about 35 metres out, pretty tight angle.
Now I'm marking this one down, Weaver. He's a terrific forward baller.
Dead set, it's a gimme. It's a gimme, according to Craney. So it's probably one of their first genuine shots on goal this quarter for the Bunbury Tigers. In comes King, 35 metres out. Has he made the distance? It comes over, but that's
Baker.
a terrific mark. And Cameron Baker takes a terrific mark right on the goal line. He looks out there and finds Millman.
I tell you what, a great mark and a terrific kick.
Millman's going to come into the middle of the ground and gives that a bit too much air, but that could have been paid a mark there.
No, hands on the ball over the top first, so good call that one.
Good call, you reckon?
Yeah, no, Bunbury had the touch on the top.
We have to agree with the umpire.
Just watching the replay, thanks to MGIB, and definite good call.
As Verhoef's been swung into the up against Woods. Verhoef wins the ball down. It comes over to Millman, who's been terrific so far today. Could have been tackled high, and the umpire sees it that way. Right on the half-back flank, comes across there. Hutchinson's made some ground, and Hutchinson takes the mark right on centre wing. He's been good this quarter, Hutchinson. Kicked a goal from range. Goes along the boundary line there, looking for Lenihan.
As soon as you build them up, Weaver, they'll kick it out on the boundary.
Kicks it out in the full. 4.5 minutes to go in this second quarter in a terrific game of footy. Carey Park leading by 5 points. As the ball's brought back in, it goes there to Denham King. He picks the ball up. The umpire paid a mark. I didn't think so, neither did he. But Burraclough makes good of that as he takes a mark right on the half-forward flank. He'll send the Bunbury Tigers inside 50, looking there for Horton. Hits the feet of Horton, and he's well there met by Sam Brown. Ball comes out there to King. And the umpire will come in and throw it up about 40 metres out from Bunbury's goal.
This game is heating up thanks to Half House. Get that Half House feeling. It is very, very hot out there. I tell you what, no second given, is it? You just got to get it, got to move it, but you still need to stay controlled.
Bunbury find themselves basically in the same position as Carey Park in the first quarter. They need a goal out of this one. As the ball's thrown up, it stacks on the mill. And the umpire will come in and throw it up once again about 40 metres out from Bunbury's goal.
I think the players will be looking forward to half-time, Weaver, just to take a breath.
Horton v Verhalf. Two big fellas go at it. The umpire's seen a free kick here, and I think Horton will have a shot on goal, suggesting that Verhalf might have given him one across the chin. I didn't see it from here, neither did the timekeeper. As Horton will have a shot, and we're right behind this one from about 40 metres out. Pretty tight angle. We know he's got the leg. He's not having too many shots on goal, so he really needs to put this one through for the Tigers. He comes in. He's pushed it across the face of the goal and hasn't made the distance. The ball's still in play. But out come the Carey Park defence. Looking there, and he comes out looking for Hutchinson. He's outnumbered 2-1. Could have been paid a free kick. Comes over to Heisman. Heisman puts a chaos ball in. It's met there by Lawler. As Lawler gets the ball out there to Bell. Comes it back again to Hutchinson. Back to Bell. Bell goes over there to Gadecki, who's been a little bit quieter this quarter. Still got the ball in front of him. Well done, Gadecki. That's a terrific bit of play. He looks inside there to Jones. Jones comes out looking for Lawrence. Lawrence didn't want a piece of that ball. The ball tied up. And that's one of the hottest calls I've ever seen. As the Bunbury player there has been paid, dropping the ball, and it's gone to Lenahan. Lenahan gets the ball back out to Hutchinson, who's been terrific this quarter. He gets a kick in there. It goes over the Bunbury player's head there in King. Comes out there towards, is it Bell? But once again, it comes out, and Bunbury have got the ball away, and it's Harry Jones. Harry Jones, these headbands are doing my head in, Croney, I tell you. As the ball goes out of bounds, about 60 metres out.
Headband for you.
60 metres out from Carey Park's goal. Well, that was terrific work there by Gadecki. And then on to Hutchinson. That was
isn't that good? Get behind the footy and you just keep following it to make sure it works and keeping ball control. That was magnificent.
And he got the bounce that Verhalf hasn't this quarter. And once again, the ball goes out. Millman could have been tackled without the ball. Comes over there in the direction of Russell, and the ball goes out. Still about 70 metres out from Carey Park's goal. Minute and a half to go in this second quarter on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard.
Talking about the players need a spell. You might need a spell too,
well, hey, I've got a bottle of water in front of me. I haven't had a chance to drink it as Verhalf wins the ball down.
Oh, beautiful.
It comes across there to Lawler. Lawler has a shot on goal. And he's just hit it thin, and it goes through for a rush behind. And on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, Carey Park go up to 6 goals, 3-39. 1 goal in front of the Bunbury Tigers, and Carey Park have had all the play this quarter, and Bunbury have been suffocated basically, especially down back. Carey Park's defence has been outstanding. Bunbury play on out of fullback there. They're going to look for Parsons. Parsons up against the big Bella Verharper. That's a terrific mark there by Parsons. He's been good this quarter as the quarter's gone on. He comes inside and finds Gilchrist. Been a little bit quiet, Gilchrist.
To his normal, he's got a little bit of it, but to his normal stages. Oh, that's
just under pressure. It's good. That's terrific play there by King. He comes across there looking for
this man's
Bilsich.
Had a game half.
Gadecki. We've called his name that much today. I think we've still got more to come as the big fella Verhalf takes a mark right on centre wing, right in front of the score, right in front of the commentary box. Goes inside and finds Lawrence, who's been terrific today. He goes across goal in the centre there. Looking for is it Morris, who's moved up forward. He's well tackled, but he gets a handball away. It comes back to the Bunbury player there in Gilchrist. He goes across goal. No, it's Gilchrist here, but it's Hutchinson who's been terrific. Hutchinson gets a shot on goal. That's a terrific looking kick. Has it got the leg? But Morris touches the ball, his own player. It's probably about 10 metres short. 7 seconds, 6 seconds to go in this second quarter. Carey Park holding a 5-point lead. They've been terrific as Bunbury brings the ball back in.
It is half-time at Carey Park, and Carey Park, a magnificent second quarter by the Panthers, 6 goals, 3-39. They lead Bunbury 5 goals, 3-33, and I think we better have a bit of rest so Weaver can catch his breath. Thanks. We'll be back in a short while and have the Hungry Hollow half-time chat. And welcome back to Carey Park. It's thanks to the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill for your support. We're into the second half of the game between Carey Park and Bunbury. Umpire throws the ball aloft, and Weaver will take it away.
As King's been thrown in the ruck, he wins the ball down there. It comes over to Lawler. Lawler gets a smothered kick there in the direction of Kupanitsky. The ball goes up there. Looking there for, is it Milburn? No, it's Aussie. He roves the ball, brings the ball back down there towards Lawler, who's been terrific so far. He's got plenty of time, but the ball beats him out of bounds. It goes over on centre wing on the far side of the ground. As Bunbury have thrown a change into the ruck here by throwing King into the ruck. Hasn't rucked in the first half. So we'll see how that goes because Morris
he's
has
done
been
a lot of
outstanding.
rucking, though, King, over the over the journey, so no stranger to it.
Okay, he wins the ball out. He's played it to Ruckrow. He's done that really well as it comes out there towards Batelli. Comes across into the middle of the ground, looking there for Babbage, but it's cut off as a poor kick. Goes down the way in the direction of Lanahan. It goes over his head. Comes there too. Is it Delallo again? Delallo snaps on goal.
Oh,
and Delallo...
way to go. Sheed
has put through a terrific goal to start the second half of footy. And on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, Carey Park get the opening goal of the second half to go to 7 goals 5, 47 to Bunbury. 5 goals 3, 33.
Gee, I tell you what, that's the way to start in. I've got a few circles for our Western All-Pest Services goal of the day, Weaver, but that's going to be a pretty tricky thing to pick because that was a pretty handy goal, that. And it's interesting to see how sides come out after half-time. You can be... Once you go in those rooms, there's a bit of a mindset when you come out, and Panthers let no stone unturned there. They just push that forward, and that's a pretty handy start to the Panthers.
That's a terrific start. They've carried on from that second quarter and got the opening goal of the second half as Morris up against King. King wins the ball down, comes in their direction of Burraclough, but he's beaten there. King mops the ball up. Burraclough comes back in. But there's a free kick paid in the middle of the ground.
That was a very late whistle, wasn't it?
And it goes to King. He's looking pretty good in the ruck. I'll take your word for it, Crony. You're the man. I believe everything you say. He gets the handball over there in the direction of Creasy.
You'd be the first one, Weaver.
Creasy kicks the ball down the way of Heisman. Heisman snaps on goal, puts it to the top of the square.
Oh, that's a good grab. That's Woods, I think.
Woods or Parsons? Yeah. They both look the same. I think it's young Jet Woods.
It's 100% Jet Woods because Mum just jumped up and down. So it is Jet Woods. Great grab by him. It's a nice centre-in kick by Heisman. He's been a bit quieter than he normally has. Heisman's done a little bit, but Woods should put this one through. And I'll tell you what, this contest keeps going. It just didn't take long to heat up again.
As Woods comes in from 20 metres out directly in front, makes the goal umpire work a little bit, but it's good enough. As Woods gets his second goal for the Bunbury Bulldogs, would you believe, Craney?
Yeah, look, when I first got down there, it took me a while to come accustomed to why South Bunbury were the Tigers, but...
Well, that's a good responsive goal there by the Bunbury Bulldogs. As they on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, they moved to 6 goals 3, 39 to Carey Park, 7 goals 5,
look,
47.
Jamin King is as good, very good footballer around his feet on the ground. So he's like having a ruckman ruck rover. He gives away a bit of height to most of the ruckmen around the league, but picks it up around the ground.
Yeah, and I've seen that so far with his couple of minutes into this third quarter.
Well, he's had a heap of touches early on in this quarter, been very influential.
So what he's done, he's moved Verhalf into the ruck for his domination as Burraclough wins the ball out. Once again, it's a shot from King. It goes over Woods' head in the direction it comes over to Millman. Millman gets a kick out there in the direction of Lawler. Lawler's first to the ball. The boundary might beat him over here. Not quite, has now. 50 metres out from Bunbury's goal. As King is looking very dangerous inside that centre square, making Carey Park make that change as Morris has been outstanding in the first half. So Verhalf, still a big opponent to ruck against, but King looking the good so far as both ruckmen go up, the ball's thrown in. Comes there, King goes over the top of Verhalf and wins it inside 50. It comes over there to Heisman. Or is it Creasy? Creasy shoots on goal, but he's just a bit narrow. So they're looking much, much better now.
Nice little handoff by Gribble there and just set Creasy up. And I tell you, he's got a beautiful leg as Harry Creasy, but just to the left-hand side of the goalpost. And I tell you, this game is really heating up thanks to Hearthhouse. Hearthhouse, get that Hearthhouse feeling. Very smart home climate control systems, Weaver.
As Sam Brown brings the ball back in, he looks for the big fella in Verhalf. He's up against King. It goes over his head, comes there in the direction of Lawrence, who's been terrific all day. Right in front of the commentary box, it goes towards Lanahan, but he's well spoilt there by Kerwin, and the ball goes out of bounds. Right in front of the goals.
Good spot for us, Weaver, right in front of us.
Well, I should be able to get a couple of names right here, Craney, but Kerwin thought it was a free kick, but the boundary umpire suggested that it went out of bounds. And once again, it's Verhalf versus King. The big fella's come in. The ball's a bit narrow, but first there was Verhalf. It comes over to King. It's Trayfield, who was terrific in that second quarter, and he gets tied up there by Lawler. And the ball will be thrown up once again right in front of the commentary box. Still a fairly physical game. Verhalf wins the ball out in the direction of Lawler. It comes over to Creasy. Creasy gets onto that trusty left foot, puts the ball forward. But it's Baker who takes a relieving mark at half-back for Carey Park.
Very solid defender, takes a lot of those intercept marks off to Bell.
Bell pushes the ball out there in the direction of Harrop. Harrop takes the mark. Still inside the centre square, but still the defensive side for him as he comes out there looking for Lenahan, and Lenahan takes the mark on centre wing. He looks downfield again, looking there for, is it Payne? And Payne takes the mark. Still on centre wing here. Just maintaining possession here. They come back inside looking for Bell. Bell's got Bo Clark in the middle of the ground. Bo Clark's made himself available. He's got plenty of room.
Nice bit of run on the outside.
He's got a fair bit of run there from Mitchell Russell. And Russell, it's a poor kick there by Bo Clark, but Russell makes good of what was a bad kick. He looks down there in the direction of Lawler. Lawler goes for the mark, but he's well spoilt. It comes out there for Creasy again, who's been prominent early. Gets onto his left foot and just puts a chaos ball in the direction of Gribble, who's found himself in about 40 metres of space. Could have a bounce, the record holder for Bunbury, but he puts the ball forward there looking for Woods, who's been lively early. The ball goes past him. He comes out there to Russell, who mops up. And I'm not sure who he was looking for. It might have been Millman, but the ball has gone out of bounds.
I think he was looking for that person on the shoreline fence over there, actually in the brown jumper, because that's where he hit.
The ball comes back into play, and it's Kerman who takes the mark, and we'll have a shot on goal. Not sure if he's got, it's Horton it is. Horton will have the leg from here. He'll shoot from about 50 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Bit hard on the defenders there, isn't it, when you make a mistake and it comes back in, because you think you're going to peel off and run, and when he kicked it out on the full, it comes back very, very quickly.
He normally comes back with interest, so it's all about mistakes, so who can capitalise on who. As Horton is going to have a shot on goal. We know he's got the distance from here. He crosses the 50, puts a shot on goal. It's a beautiful-looking kick. It just falls a little bit short. It goes over the head of Parsons, comes to Heisman. Heisman snaps on goal. But in the goal scorer is Bell, who's been terrific so far in this third quarter. He plays on straight away there, looking for, is it Payne? Payne gets well sport. It comes down there to Trayfield, who was terrific in that second quarter. Looks once again for Woods. He knocks it in the direction of Horton. The two big fellas go about it. Horton with a handball to Gribble. Gribble with a handball to Heisman. And Heisman, one of the easiest goals you've ever seen, snaps from about 15 metres out and puts Bunbury to within a point. And on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, Kerry Parker 7 goals 5 and Bunbury moved to 7 goals 4. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point game. Just a couple of mistakes here.
Wasn't it? There's a little bit of experience there, wasn't it? Gribble to Horton to Gribble to Heisman. A lot of games of footy in them, and very skillful. And I think Dylan Heisman said, thank you very much for that, because he just popped that through. And this is game on again. The game has just picked up where it left off, hasn't it? Plenty of pace, plenty of physical contests in it, and it's just interesting to see who's going to survive this, I think, is the word for it, Weaver.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the wire, and I mean, I don't know much about forwards, but that handball from Horton looked very uncomfortable, but he got away with it, Craney.
Yeah.
There's a lot of forwards don't know how, but anyway, it resulted in a goal to Heisman, as once again the ball's in the middle, and it's one down by King over Verhoef. It comes back to Verhoef's feet. He's wrapped up by King. And the umpire will come and throw the ball up once again in the middle of the ground.
Just around the ground score, a Busselton 8-5 to 2-0. If I could get an update on that one, would be very handy.
Comes over there
That's
to
the
King.
Geograph Civil, that was.
Creasy's been really dominant in this third quarter.
He has lifted his game, hasn't he?
High tackle, brings the ball inside and finds Denham King, still in the middle of the ground. He plays on, goes wide, looking there for Gribble. Goes over Gribble's head. It comes there to Kupernitsky, but the ball...
Both the coaches are ringing the changes on the Harvey Nyman interchange bench. It's going to be pretty crucial come to the end of this game, Weaver. It's been pretty quick, so if you've still got your legs to run it out, it's going to be a big factor in the game.
The factor could be the heavy conditions last week. We haven't seen much of it from Kerry Park as they've been outstanding, and Bunbury's time off from playing a competitive game of footy.
Well, that's a terrific point, Weaver. Good, mate.
But I think our predictions at the start of the game could come into play here, Craney, as the ball's thrown up once again at 50 as it's Horton versus Verhoef. It's one down there by Kerry Park. I think it's Lenahan there who's outnumbered by Bunbury. There it comes over to King, who's been terrific in this quarter. As you said, Craney as a ruck rover. He looks there for, is it Crease? Is it Horton?
Horton
and Horton
again.
Once again, going to shoot from about 50 metres out on a really tight angle. So all leads are off. This is his more dominant habitat, kicking as a full forward.
We spoke about how games ebb and flow. Well, this is Bunbury's little moment to shine, isn't it? For the last 5 minutes, they've had control of those stoppages and starting to put a bit of pressure on that Kerry Park defence.
As Horton just crosses 50. It's a beautiful looking kick. He's going to fall short once again.
Oh,
Up goes
great
there.
grab. Is that Creasy? That was an absolute beauty.
That might be Heisman, is it?
That's, I don't know until he turns around, but that was,
a sensational
magnificent mark.
No, it's Creasy. Spot on, Craney. How could I ever doubt you?
Definitely go down for the CPR Outdoor Centre mark of the day, Harry Creasy. That was an absolute beauty under a bit of pressure. And I put the goal down before I looked, but
as Creasy comes in, that was a terrific mark, and he's been outstanding in this third quarter and goes back and kicks the goal from about 10 metres out. So on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, Bunbury now go in front.
Bunbury big guns are starting to get a bit of a control of this game too. Dylan Heisman's now gone into the midfield for the Bulldogs, so he will add a bit of pace in there. And
so the scoreboard suggesting that Bunbury are 1 point down on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. 7 goals 5 Carey Park to Bunbury 7 goals 4 46. But that was
might
terrific.
have to have a score check on that, I think.
Anyway, that was terrific by Harry Creasy. He's been absolutely outstanding in the first part of this third quarter. The ball's back in the middle. Woods has been put back into the ruck. And he's up against Payne. Woods wins the ball down. He's been pretty good this quarter. Receives the ball back. Could have been tackled high. Could have been without the ball. The umpire said it's none of them. It's the third one. It's holding the ball. And it's Reece Payne who'll take the relieving kick for Carey Park right in the middle of the ground. Bunbury's starting to tighten up their defence. It's a beautiful looking left foot kick there. Looking for Morris, who's been moved forward. It goes over his head. Comes out the back there towards field. And the ball's tied up just inside Carey Park's forward 50 as they look to respond.
Yeah, it should be 7-5-8-4, Weaver, on that Bunbury Isuzu scoreboard. They've missed a goal.
They've missed a goal. That's okay. We know what's going on. As Morris has moved full into the forward line now, and he'll do this ruck work.
Thanks to Lomax Productions.
Up against young Woods. Woods wins the ball down. The umpire's seen a free kick in there. And it goes to Woods. He's been pretty good this quarter, Woods. Kicked a goal early.
He's been pretty handy all day, actually. He worked very hard.
Even his mum agrees. As Woods goes out onto the far wing there, Gribble's hanging out the back there, and he's read it beautifully, and it's so he should with 270-odd games under his belt. Comes out the back to Kupanitsky, who's been prominent, and Horton once again takes the mark. Probably too far out to goal with what we've seen so far this quarter. He's about 55 out. He puts it to the top of the square. But this could carry everyone. It has.
What do you say, too far out to score, Weaver?
I said spot on for distance.
Big Joel just looked at the commentary box and he said, no, I'm going to prove you wrong. Because I don't know whether he said that, Weaver, but he just said, I'll prove you wrong, because he just laid back. He did that very nicely, kept it low, it bounced right on the goal line and bounced true. And Bunbury had just got this little bit of a purple patch now. They've thrown the challenge back at the Panthers.
He's had 3 shots on goal from basically the same position, Horton, and he just seen an open goal scorer and said, I might not know how to handball weave, but I know how to kick. And he's put that through from 55 metres. So terrific play, excellent play there by Gribble as well. Just reading that ball off the pack.
That's what Jesse Gribble is really good at. I mean, he's pacey and he sets up play. He actually, he's just got that. He's still got that pace to be able to set it up, but his vision and his awareness of the game is second to none.
Umpire's seen a free kick here. Is this for the zoning? As Woods.
Everyone's standing around saying, give us the footy. But it'll be Bunbury who get the footy.
So Trey Field will get the kick out of the middle. He puts it deep down there looking for Horton. Horton's got the run of the ball here. Might have been pushed. But the umpire doesn't see any of that. It comes over there in the direction of Crease. Or was it Gilchrist? But Gilchrist puts the ball to the top of the square. And Sam Brown has been terrific down there today.
He's worked hard, hasn't he, Sam Brown?
He's worked really hard. Taken some really good marks. The ball's there spoiled there.
You got a soft spot for the defenders, have you, Weave?
Oh, I sure have. Underrated we are. Underrated. The ball's tied up about 70 metres out.
What about them nippy little wingmen?
Yeah, overrated. Lucky no one knows me up here. As Woods goes up once again, wins the ball down, but it's rove there by Lawler. He's been good for Carey Park as well. Comes out
that's
there
enough to take a grab, I think.
In the direction of, I'm not sure who that is. I think it's Jude Harrop. So Harrop puts the ball out there and he finds Bo Clark.
It was Brian Hughes out there, that was.
Brian Hughes. Bo Clark brings the ball back in. He looks there for the big fella in Lenahan, but it didn't quite get to him. It comes over to Rory O'Brien, who's been quiet.
Oh, very good, very tidy.
But you cannot let a man like that loose. As Rory O'Brien has been starved of the footy today, pounces on that one and snaps that one through. And once again...
They played very well on Rory O'Brien. Right from the start of the go, they were very quick and hot on him to actually nail him every time he got the footy, but you can't take that. That's just pure class and experience of what he did then, what it weighed up the situation very nicely and popped it through, and the game just continues to evolve, Weaver.
It does, and on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, Carey Park once again moved 1 point in front, 8 goals, 5-53, to the Bunbury Bulldogs, 8 goals, 4-52. And reward for effort for Rory O'Brien, he's been chucked into the middle. It's probably not a bad move by Carey Park here, as Woods is on top.
The beauty of O'Brien, he can still play that midfield role very, very well.
Woods goes up against Payne. Woods once again wins it down. It goes over there in the direction of Heisman. Heisman's met by O'Brien. 2 terrific players. It comes over to Heisman. He gets a handball out, but only goes as far as Tetlow. Tetlow picks the ball up. Goes around all players there. Looks there for Lenahan. It goes over his head once again. First on the ball there is Brian Hughes. Hughes is tackled. And Bunbury will take the relieving kick.
Had a bit of pressure on the Bunbury defence. They handled that very well.
He's got options in short, goes in short there and finds Liam Renton. The Renton's still about 30 metres out from Carey Park's goal. He's got a couple of short options, but he decides to go long out towards the wing there, looking for, is it Parsons? Parsons misses the mark. Probably should have taken that one. It was nearly uncontested. Comes over there to Bo Clark. Bo Clark gets it out, but Parsons snatches the ball for a big fella. Kicks into open space. First man on track there is Horton. He goes past him. It comes over there to Gilchrist. Gilchrist has a shot on goal. And it's hit the post.
I don't know whether you've seen on the outer side. That was a little slick handball from Jesse Gribble again that opened up the outer side for Bunbury. And Gilchrist did everything right then except get it through. It hit the post. He's overcooked that to O'Brien.
Milburn come out of there looking for O'Brien, who had plenty of time, but it's gone over his head. It comes back to O'Brien. Goes out there towards Bill. Umpire's paid advantage. I don't know how much is there. It goes up there in their direction of Jones. Jones gets the ball out. It's a big fella, Vergraaf, that roves the ball. It comes to Lalio. It comes over there to Reece Payne. Reece Payne has a shot on goal from 40 metres out, directly in front. Should have done better there, Payne.
Timekeeper just about broke the clock over there, Weaver.
Terrific effort by Jones here, right in front of us, Craney, and that was the chance for Carey Park to get an easier shot on goal.
Yeah,
Payne
look, they did everything right then. It just was the finish.
As Kerwin will bring the ball back into play. He's got options short.
Fantastic game of football.
Carey Park have set up a really good zone here as Kerwin goes out on the outer side of the ground. Looks there for Parsons. The ball falls short. It bounces very awkwardly for him.
He did
but
that.
Parsons does it really well. Comes over to field, who's been terrific. Goes back there towards Nitsky, who's starting to work his way into the game. And all of a sudden, Gilchrist has got it on the outer side wing. Gilchrist has got plenty of space. The big Horton there leads up into his favoured position, just outside 50. Could have been tackled high, but his direct opponent in Brown has
You're right about that, Big Joel. He seems to like that bit of territory out there where he's leading to.
Plenty of space out there. He knows he's got the leg from there, as I suggested earlier, Craney. So, but Brown's done a really good job on him.
As Jamal Mulholland walks there in front of us with his injured leg.
Ball is thrown up. It's Vergraaf versus Horton. But it stacks on the middle as Bell goes in and ties up. I think it's Gilchrist over there, and the ball will be thrown up once again. 50 metres out from Bunbury's goal. Terrific game of footy. Still as physical as it was from the start of the game. Vergraaf goes up against Horton. No one wins the ball cleanly.
Brodie Morris looking to come back on the Harvey Norman interchange bench. So he's had a nice little rest.
Vergraaf wins that ball down, and it goes as far as Gribble. Gribble gets it over to Heisman. Heisman has a shot on goal. Heisman has a shot on goal. And from 45 metres out from a stoppage, Heisman has put that through. And all of a sudden, from nowhere, Bunbury have got the reply to Carey Park. And once again on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, they push it out to, is it 10 goals 5-65 to 8 goals 6-54.
Once again, that was a little inside handball from Gribble to Heisman. They've done that a number of times over a long career for both of them. And Heisman, fantastic finish off. We're going to give that a bit of a nomination for a goal of the day contender, thanks to Western All-Pass Services, Weaver.
I think we should. That was terrific play. And then Gribble's just done
I've
some
circled a heap of them today, so we're going to have a bit of a task at the end of the day.
Well, as long as you remember them, that's the main thing, Craney.
We're also looking to the Bunbury Mower Service tackle of the day. Well, I've got that many ticks down here, mate. That can go to everyone.
So Parsons in the ruck v Morris. Parsons wins the ball down. It goes to O'Brien. Comes back to Parsons. He gets the ball out. O'Brien. Slick little handball there into the direction of Lawrence. And the umpire's seen a free kick, and I think it's going to go to, it's Rory O'Brien. So O'Brien's starting to put his name up in the middle of the ground here, starting to work his way around the ball. He's going to have a kick directly in the middle of the ground. He's got players out wide, and that was Gadecki. He misses Gadecki by about 5 metres. It was on his own by 10. The umpire's seen a free kick here. And Trey Field, who's been terrific all day. He goes out on the outer side of the ground there, looking for Denham King. It goes over his head in the direction of Elijah Munro. There's a little bit of action happening right in front of us. Croney, keep an eye on that as Horton goes in for the ball.
Boys are starting to warm up thanks to Hearth House out here. Or they are getting a bit cranky with each other. Or just getting to know each other, Weaver.
Yeah, let's just hope that's not Jet Woods. We don't want any action right here as the ball goes out of bounds.
Young Blair, Parsons.
And Parsons.
As he comes off onto the Harvey Norman interchange bench.
The ball to be thrown in about 20 metres out from Bunbury's goal. It's Horton v Morris. Horton gets the ball over. It comes over there
I reckon he's got that.
I think was that Hall?
Hamish Hall. Hamish Hall.
Once again, Hall has kicked 2 terrific goals today with snaps just out of nowhere. And the last 2 goals for Bunbury have been outstanding. Just from nowhere, it's been so physical. All of a sudden, their 2 shots on goal have resulted in goals.
And starting to get a bit of a handy lead. I'll just have a quick around the grounds thanks to Geograph Civil into the third quarter. Busselton 8-7-55. HBL 5 straight 30. So making a little bit of inroad into that game up there where they got off to a terrible start, HBL. So working their way back into it.
And on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard here, Kerry Park 8 goals 6-54. Bunbury 11 goals 5-71.
Thanks to MGIB. Like a good neighbour, MGIB is there.
It's once again, it's King v Morris. Morris wins the ball out on the ground. It could have been a soccer in danger, but it comes out to Gadecki. Gadecki gets a funny-looking shot into the forward line, but it's marked there by Bunbury. Bunbury bring the ball back out, looking for Gribble, who's made that wing his own this quarter. He's been terrific this quarter. It's Gribble brings it in, looking there for Hamish Hall. Hamish Hall's been terrific in front of goal. He looks for Horton. Horton gets rid of his direct opponent. Could have been illegally, but the umpire doesn't see it that way. Comes over to Woods. Woods has been terrific, has a snap on goal. Goes over the pack in the goal square. And Jet Woods has kicked his third. Been terrific this quarter. 2 for this quarter. So young Woods there. Horton done all the work to get his direct opponent out of the way. And Woods capitalised on it, ran around a couple of opponents and snapped from 25 metres out.
And in a blink of an eye, Weaver, Bunbury have put a fair bit of pressure on the Panthers. They've got off to a nice sort of lead. As you said, Woods started in the ruck. He's moved from ruck to forward. He's been a very effective player in whatever he's done. And he worked that one out very nicely, as Mum said. That was a pretty handy goal by the young fella, and it was. He's had a fantastic game as young Jet Woods, and that margin has blown out quickly.
It has, and don't forget, it wasn't that long ago, Carey Park were about 8 points in front, so Bunbury have dominated the last 10 minutes of this game.
Just makes you wonder what Carey Park got in the tank. They've thrown in a fair bit of this quarter, but they need to find some way to get an avenue to attack, as Creasy will take it away again.
Yeah, and he's been terrific as Creasy wins the ball out of the middle there in the direction of, is it Trey Field? Field tries to get a handball inside. It's not Field, it's Gilchrist.
Tell you what, it's going to be hard picking a WA Carpet Supermarket best on ground because there's a number of players putting their hand up for that.
This young Harrop come in there and had no time as Hamish Shaw wrapped him up, and the umpire will throw it up about 70 metres out from Bunbury's goal. Morris v King. That's been a master move this quarter with King in the ruck. The ball goes out. It comes out to Gribble. He's been terrific this quarter as well. Gets the handball over. It comes to Lawler. Lawler tries to find a hole that I didn't think was there, but it comes back to Creasy. Creasy on his trusty left foot comes over to Gribble. Gribble looks inside. Oh, and that's a terrific mark by Horton.
Yeah, long way down for the big fella. And Gribble, you're right with Gribble. He's done a lot of stuff in this quarter that people haven't seen. He's done a lot of that in and under and just worked it very well. And good reach down, good stretch by Horton.
Yes, Gribble's just showing his class this quarter. He doesn't have to get a lot of the footy, but when he does, it's all class. As Horton comes in from about 30 metres out, 45-degree angle.
No
bread and
doubt
butter
whatsoever.
for the big fella. Bread and butter, terrific mark. Well set up there by, was it Harry Creasy to Gribble to Horton. and you wouldn't get three better names in the Bunbury Bulldogs Footy Club today.
Well, they're starting to work very well together, thanks to City Regional Fuels. But I tell you what, the Panthers have got a bit of work to do now, because in the blink of an eye, Bunbury have just changed gears and they've gone well and truly into top gear, and they have just banged on some very nice goals. And as you said, as Jesse Gribble will come into the centre, he'll like that. A bit of freedom, of course, known for midfielder over many years. A couple of Hayward medals in his belt. Not much he hasn't done as Jess Gribble, but he's been instrumental in this quarter. And Bunbury have put the hammer down.
Yeah, they sure have. And for all the dominance that Carey Parker had in the ruck, they've got nothing to show for it. It's once again Morris wins it out. It comes to Gribble, over to Burraclough, back to King, who's been terrific in there. Back to Gribble, handball over there.
Wow.
He's got... Is it Gilchrist? No, it's Creasy in space. It comes over there to Heisman. Heisman has a snap-on goal from 40. He's just pushed it across the face of the goal for a minor score. But that was just—it's just getting a bit too easy now for Bunbury.
Clinical, wasn't it, coming out through there? There's some very experienced players come out through that centre break.
As Baker brings the ball in, looks for the big fella there in Verhalf. He's been a bit quiet today. Probably should have swallowed that one up. Just the pressure that Bunbury are putting on. It comes over to Hutchinson, over to Millam. Tries to get out there to Verhalf, but he's well cut off there. I think it was by Gilchrist. It was Bellini.
Well, Bunbury are done too. They've opened it up, which has made it hard for that Carey Park defence, who were fantastic in the first quarter because they were able to lock it in. But when it comes in with space, makes it very difficult.
There's a poor kick there by Hutchinson, and Perks cuts it off at centre half back. He looks inside, and he finds Bellini, who's starting to work his way into the game. He wheels into the centre of the ground. I'm not sure who he's seen out there. It's Gribble, is it? Comes over there, but Gribble's well beaten by Lenihan. Horton knocks the ball outside from Harrop. It comes back to King.
Whoa. What a third quarter by the Bulldogs. They upped the ante and they changed to the top gear. At three-quarter time at Kelly Park, the Bulldogs have pulled away in the blink of an eye. They are 13 goals, 6, 84 to Carey Park, 8 goals, 6, 54. And we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back for the final term. This is SEN Spirit, start of the final quarter, and Weaver.
All right, Morris versus King. King once again wins the ball down there. It comes over to Bell. He's been well tackled. There's no room out there.
Tell you what, if Carey Park can sneak the first one to pick up a bit of confidence, who knows what could happen?
Well, they need it. They're running out of time. It's a bit of an ordinary throw that favours Morris. He wins the ball down, but it goes straight to field. It comes over there to Creasy, who was terrific in that third quarter. And this bloke's played a fair game there too for Carey Park and DeLallo, and he hits O'Brien. Still inside the centre square, defensive side. He looks there. It's a bit of a poor kick. He asked a fair bit there.
Beautifully hit, though, by Gadecki.
Gadecki, who's been terrific all day. The big fella in Verhalf. He runs up.
Oh, look out, everyone.
It's just organised chaos.
It was chaos there, wasn't it?
Burraclough misses the ball. It comes over there to Renton, who's been solid down back. Comes out there once again, and Burraclough's made himself known there on the wing. Blake sells him a bit of can. He looks inside for King, and King takes the mark. It's an inside defensive 50. Plays on quick, and they're out here. The Bunbury Bulldogs comes over there to Creasy, who looks terrific, and that's a magnificent pass to Horton.
Cannot afford to give the Bulldogs that much space. They look very, very good when they open the ground up like that, and Horton got a couple of metres on Brown, who's done a fairly good job on him. I mean, Horton's aiming up for number 4, but when it comes down like that, Weaver, very little a defender can do about it.
Not much he could do there, Brown, but as you said, he's been terrific, and as Horton, he'll come in from about 45 metres on a 45-degree angle. We know he's got the leg. It's a beautiful kick of the foot. He crosses it now. Great looking kick. Absolute great looking kick as it goes straight over the umpire's hat. And Bunbury get the opening goal of the final quarter. And on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, they moved to 14 goals 6 to 8 goals 6. 48 points in front of Carey Park. And let's not forget, 30 minutes ago, Carey Park were 8 points in front of the Bunbury Bulldogs. But Bunbury have put the foot on the pedal. And I think last week is finally starting to catch up with Carey Park. It was really heavy conditions. You wouldn't get much heavier than the last week.
And also, Bunbury, once they get going and once they find a bit of open space, they've got a fair bit of talent all over the ground here. I mean, they're the only side that's taken South Bunbury right to the wire in all intents and purposes lost it in the last minute of the game, but they look very good this afternoon. And you're right, Weaver, in the blink of an eye, she's been a big blowout.
It has, as Morris once again wins the ball down in front of Delalia, but it comes over to Lawler. He gets a kick down inside forward 50 there. But it's Daniel Perks who takes a relieving mark. Terrific mark. Comes out to field. He's been terrific all day. He can play, this kid. Trey Field. He's on centre wing. Looks inside the centre corridor. He's got, is it Young Woods up there or is it Parsons? They look exactly the same. It comes out to Lawler, who's probably been one of Carey Park's best players today. Puts the ball in front of Verhalf. Hutchinson, who's been terrific for Carey Park as well. He's met there by Field. Outnumbered 2-1. The ball socket forward in front of the scoreboard. Comes out to Millman. The ball's still in play. Over to Lawler once again. He's met heavily. Gets some sort of kick and he finds, I think it's Hutchinson there on the wing.
Thanks to the Bank of Queensland for your support this afternoon in what has been an absolute ripper game of footy. Probably the score is it's indicative. Yeah, it's the way Bunbury have played, but it's not reflective on the quality of the footy.
It hasn't. As Hutchinson looks there for Kadecki, who's been terrific all day. Picks the ball back up on the second effort. Kicks the ball down there. And has he found Lenigan?
Lenigan, yes.
Lenigan. So Lenigan, he's been starved of the footy today. He's put on some really good leads, but
yeah, he's a very good young player. A very good young player, Lenigan. But you're right, he's been a bit quiet this afternoon. In fact, I think he's going for his first goal of the afternoon.
So he's going to come in from about 30 metres out, basically directly in front. Carey Park needs this one as a steadier. Comes in. Pushes it across the goal, but I think he's done enough.
That's enough.
He's done enough. The goal umpire says he's done enough as Lenigan puts through his first for the day to get that one back that Bunbury just got. So on the South West Isuzu scoreboard, Carey Park moved to 9 goals, 60 to Bunbury 14 goals, 6.
You rely on
90.
that scoreboard a bit, don't we?
I do. My maths is normally not too bad, but she's been a pretty hot game. I'm not worried about that. So the margin is 30 points.
Still not unsurmountable.
Carey Park need to go back-to-back here to give themselves
Well, they need to work
chance.
out this stoppage around here because Bunbury have got some real class in there at the moment. They need to work out a way to get a few of these centre breaks.
I do, but King's been a revelation in this second half, especially in the middle, especially when the ball hits the ground. As once again, it's King v Morris. Morris has a height advantage, but no, Ruckman wins it out. It comes over there towards Creasy. Could have been paid a free kick. Comes back to Morris. Nice left foot there, looking there for Tetlow. Tetlow could have been taken high, and the umpire sees it that way, and Tetlow will have the kick from the middle of the ground, looking there for Verhalf, and Verhalf, the big fella. That's a terrific
It's a good grab, because if he didn't take that, Bunbury were all around him. It was a 2-on-1 situation, so well done, big fella.
Looks then again for Lenihan. The ball goes over his head. Payne's first on the ball, but the boundary beats him out. All right, still in play. Bunbury have 4-1 here. Lolo, now it goes out of bounds. 30 metres out from Carey Park's goal. They need 2 in a row here to give themselves any chance. They're still within touch. They've got the ball inside forward 50 within a scoring zone.
A blood rule, though, Weaver. And somebody will be coming to the Harvey Norman interchange bench. So a bit of a lull in play.
He's not in any hurry to get here.
No.
As Babbage runs on as he was a replacement. But Liam Renton, is it? So Liam Renton's come off with the blood rule. I can't see any.
Got a little bit of claret from the nose poking out there, so game will carry on.
As Verhalf wins the ruck knockdown, it comes over there to Lawler, who's been terrific all day. Tries to get the ball out there to Bell. He's well tackled there by Hamish Hall. And the ball will be thrown up still just outside Carey Park's forward 50.
Both them players have been pretty good today, haven't they? Hall and Bell.
No, they have.
For their respective sides.
They have. Ball goes up. It's one down by King. Tommy's beaten Morris all day. It comes over there to Bell. It's pretty tight in there. The ball gets hammered out of there in the direction of Parsons. Parsons, that's a beautiful bounce for a big fella. Turns around on his right foot. Just puts it into the centre corridor. It comes to Horton. You couldn't have got a better bounce. He looks down there for Woods. Woods is first back on the ball. But he's well met there by Mitchell Russell. And Russell takes a relieving kick and finds Harrop out on the far wing. Harrop plays on straight away. He looks there for Lawrence.
This is better for the Panthers.
So Lawrence, they found some space. Lawrence looks up for Verhalf. He's well met there by Isaac Creasy. Oh, this will test him out, the big fella. We got the small rover and the big fella. Creasy wins the ball out. That's just luck as it comes out to Kerwin. Kerwin's been pretty good in this second half. And I think it's back to Creasy. Creasy brings the ball down there, looking for Gribble. Tries to push his opponent under the ball, but Millman takes a relieving mark. He comes out across right in front of the commentary box and finds O'Brien. Good shepherd there. O'Brien needs to hit a target now. Comes back towards the other side of the ground, and Lawrence has found himself some space. Plays on straight away. Looking there. Is it for Lenahan? Carey Park are going to have a shot on goal from about 30 metres here. And this might be Harry Jones, I think. So this is Jones. He's kicked a terrific goal from basically this part of the ground earlier on in the game. He's going to shoot from about 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. Carey Park needs this one to go back-to-back to put themselves within 4 goals. Jones comes in now. It's a beautiful-looking kick. Absolute beautiful-looking kick. And after being beaten up basically all day, this has been such a physical game. Jones goes back, takes a terrific mark, and from 40 metres out, on a little bit of an angle, puts it straight over the goal umpire's hat. And the Carey Park Panthers moved within 4 goals. So they've started this game well. Bunbury got the first goal of this quarter to move out to a 30-point lead, and all of a sudden, well, actually it was a little bit more than that, they're within 4 goals. So on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, Carey Park are 10 goals, 66. And the Bunbury Bulldogs, 14 goals, 690.
It's a great feature of Frankie Italiano's Carey Park side. They just never give in. They'll just keep pushing till that final siren. And this is, well, it's still in it if they're good enough, Weaver.
Morris once again wins the ball down. It comes over there towards field, over to Burraclough, who's been terrific all day. Out
nice
to Lawler,
hands.
He's been terrific. So is this guy, Gadecki. Gets a kick on his left foot there and asks a fair bit of Verhalf. Who's the first on the ball? Gadecki roves his own ball from about 40 metres. Gets the ball once again. Could have been taken high. The umpire says, you've had more than one opportunity, son, and I'm going to pay holding the ball.
Wasn't a bad follow-up, was it? Because he actually got his own kick.
And Gerwin is going to take the relieving mark just outside their defensive 50. So Gerwin's been good in this second half. Looks down the line for Burraclough. Asks a lot of him. Burraclough wins the ball and the ball goes out of bounds. Bunbury gained about 30 metres there. Burraclough and Tetlow just saying hello late in the game. A couple of real strong, tough nuts there. So they've both been terrific for their respective sides.
Looking for a rising star too, thanks to Hemp Brothers, Western Australia's most trusted hemp-based products. And I reckon one of these 2 ruckmen will be up for that.
Lawler puts a high ball in there looking for Verhalf. It comes down to O'Brien. He's outnumbered there, puts a strong tackle. Strong tackle on there, and the ball about 70 metres out from Carey Park's goal. So they're on top a little bit here. They need another one here.
If the Panthers could actually sneak one here, that'll bring it back to life, this game.
It's one down there by Parsons, but it comes out there towards, is it Millam?
Big
Millam
group
gets
around
the ball
the pack,
out.
though.
The umpire's seen a free kick in here, and it goes in the direction of Bilsich. Bilsich comes out, looks on the far side of the ground, but he changes his mind, goes through the centre corridor. Asks a fair bit there of his Bunbury teammate, but it comes over to Gadecki. Gadecki gets it out to Hutchinson. Hutchinson out to O'Brien. O'Brien looks down there for Lawrence, who's been terrific all day. It's a beautiful bounce. He tries to get a kick away, but he didn't get any contact on that. And Bunbury will take the relieving mark and bring it down the outer side of the ground.
Was that one of your golf shots, Weaver? Windy?
I've been known to have one of them every now and
No,
again.
they tell me you're a fantastic golfer.
I'm the only one that tells you that as the ball's brought back in. And Denham
Actually,
King.
when you said that, you were exactly right.
Denham King takes the mark on centre wing. He looks down there looking for Burraclough, but he's well sport there by
That was
Tetlow.
a good effort, wasn't it, by Tedrow? Burraclough had that, and he just managed to get a fist in at the right time, and it's got to be those desperate efforts now. Desperate times for the Panthers, but they're keeping on.
No, they're hanging in there. They just need another goal here, and that'll just really rattle Bunbury's cage as the ball's thrown back in. Morris v Parsons. A couple of young guns go at it. It's one down once again by Morris. The ball comes in goes Burraclough hard, and the umpire will come in.
Just got an update thanks to Geograph Civil from Busselton. Busselton 10 goals, 9-69. They lead HBL 7 goals, 2-44. That could be a very good victory by the Busselton Footy Club.
As Bell is wrapped up there by Trayfield, and the ball once again will be thrown up on the outer wing. Parsons wins the ball down. Then this time it's over in the direction of Gribble. He's been terrific in this second half. Beautiful handball there to Gilchrist, but he's well tackled. It comes back to Hutchison, who gets the ball forward. It goes to Lawrence. Lawrence pounces hard, knocks the ball away. But I think it's Gilchrist who got the ball out. It comes to Millman. He's been pretty good today as well.
It was pretty handy ball handling.
The ball goes up. It's missed there by the Bunbury player, and then Harry Jones has a shot on goal and had more time than he thought. The ball hasn't gone through yet. Now it has. So Jones there after his Bunbury direct opponent
I
ran
think he
under
got
the
a bit
ball.
of surprise because there hasn't been much ground room to move all day, but he had a fair bit of room to move there. Normally a very good kick at goal.
It's Bunbury bring the ball in and they're looking there. It's a short kick and find Bilsich still inside defensive 50. Gadecki stands the mark. He's been terrific all day. Bilsich comes down the wing towards the commentary box there looking for the big fella in pass.
That's
in
a
front
nice grab.
is Jackson Oliver, and Oliver takes the mark. He's been called to play on. Kicks the ball high there looking for Burraclough. Burraclough's in the best position, but it's a young kid, Woods.
He's had a blinder today, the young fella, hasn't he?
He has. His mum is happy.
Bit of cramp come in, I think.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. But that was a terrific mark by Woods. He's been superb in this second half. Comes over there to Ryan Babbage, who puts a high ball in. It comes out to Tetlow, who's been terrific all day. It comes back to Parsons, and Parsons takes the relieving mark right in front of the commentary box. He's got his options inside. I'm not sure what that option was, but it goes to young Bell, who's been terrific today across halfback. Plays a solid game every week.
Captain courageous, isn't he, Jackson Bell?
And this bloke here has been terrific. Probably Carey Park's best, I reckon, is Lawler. Lawler goes out wide there, looking for Lenegan. It needs a good bounce. He didn't get it. His direct opponent comes out. It goes back out to Daniel Perks, and Perks puts the ball down and finds, is it Gribble?
Gribble, that is.
And
Or is
Gribble,
it out of bounds?
the ball's been called out of bounds. So the ball will be thrown in right on centre wing. 8 minutes to go in this game. Carey Park need to score, and they need it now if they're going to have any chance. It's been a terrific game of footy. Carey Park have done everything right. If they get into the top 5, which I'm sure they will, they're going to cause a lot of problems there with their physical pressure. Morris wins the ball down. Once again, it goes to Tetlow. The ball's rushed out there. Delalio was first on the scene.
Just couldn't get a handle on it. And there was a pretty slick little handball going on the outside.
They've had some really good players, Carey Park. They just haven't had a lot of them. They've had enough.
Good luck trying to pick our WA Carpet Supermarket best on ground today, Weaver, because there's been a lot of players that have put their hand up for it from both sides.
Well, I can't remember that being in my contract. But anyway, Morris wins the ball down once again.
You
It
should
comes
read
over
the
to
fine print,
Trayfield.
mate.
Comes over to O'Brien. He gets a handball out to Lawler. This bloke's been good. He gets a ball on the left foot, but there's no one there.
Had you enjoyed the limo ride from the hotel to the commentary box?
Beautiful.
Good.
Comes across to Kerwin. And Kerwin's been pretty good in this second half. Looks downfield, looking there for Babbage. Babbage plays on straight away, looking there for, is it Creasy? It's Hamish Hall. Hamish Hall gets it back to Babbage. Babbage puts a long kick now, looking there for Heisman. Heisman plays it smart, knocks the ball on, but it doesn't go too far. Ooh,
It'll be Baker getting the high tackle.
didn't think it was high. I just think he thought there was a bit more time. I haven't seen any of it today, but Baker will take the relieving kick. He comes out short looking for Bell. He's been terrific
That was
all
a nice
day. Bell
block by
takes the mark.
Gadecki too.
Bell plays on straight away there. Looking for Lenehan, is it, or Tetlow? Tetlow spoils his own player, comes out, puts the ball back in. Comes over to Creasy, who's been terrific today. Creasy's been one of those players we
Especially
just
the
talked
second
about.
half, he has really turned it on as Harry Creasy.
Beautiful left foot kick. He's got King in the middle. He's got Parsons long. He goes for King, and King takes the mark right in the middle of the ground. There hasn't been a real bad player across the whole ground. It's just been a terrific game of footy. King plays on straight away, gets himself into a little bit of trouble. Could have ran a bit too far. The umpire says no. He handballs back there to Parsons. Was it? It's a terrible kick as Lawler comes through. He could have been met high. The umpire comes in and will throw the ball up about 70 metres out from Bunbury's goal, from Carey Park's goal, sorry. And they're doing everything here, Carey Park. They just haven't got the score, so they're really putting the physical pressure on. It's been there all day.
Thanks to City and Regional Fuels for your support throughout this afternoon.
It's young Morris who wins it down again. It comes over there. Is it Tetlow?
They're still going at it, these players, aren't they? It's been a credit to both these clubs, Weaver, just the ability to stay switched on for 4 quarters.
Oh, it's been an excellent game of footy, played in really good spirit as well. There's been nothing untoward. Both teams want these 4 points as it comes out to, is it Millman? Millman gets a kick back there to Bell. Bell puts a pressure kick into the back, into his forward line there, out in the direction of Hutchinson. His direct opponent, then Nitschke gets there first. Plays on, Hutchinson's got him surrounded. Nitschke finds a fair bit of room there. It comes out to Bellini. Bellini gets some sort of kick into the middle, asking for a fair bit from his teammates there. It's met there by Morris. Morris comes in once again and lays a tackle along with his teammate in Russell. And the ball once again will be thrown up about 70 metres out from Carey Park's goal. On the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, 10 goals 7, 67 to 14 goals 6, 90. Carey Park v Bunbury Bulldogs. Ball once again is thrown up. And as you said, Croney, they're still willing. They're still going in hard. And the ball once again will be thrown up about 70 metres out from Carey Park's goal. 4 minutes to go in this game. They need one now if they've got any chance. Morris over to O'Brien. Comes there to Gadecki. Gadecki has a shot on goal. Pushes it across the front and it goes through for a minor score.
Good crowd in this afternoon at Kelly Park. We've had the attendance is over 700 there this afternoon, Weaver, so not a bad attendance.
It's a great day for footy as well. A little bit different than last week.
Yeah.
But that was great work there by Gadecki. He's been terrific all day. Bunbury come in, they play, go short. Comes across there to Gilchrist. Gilchrist goes out. Right on the far side of the wing, and I think it's Trey Field. Oh, he tries to dummy, but he's lost the ball. He's met there by Jones. Jones is on his hammer. He's got help there in Lawrence. Lawrence goes back to Jones. Jones is going to go into the middle of the ground. Ooh. And O'Brien takes a mark about 20 metres out from goal. Could have been a 50, maybe?
And
I think so.
I think Rory's taking it anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
Brian goes, so I took that big a knock. I'm having a 50 here. I'll put him on the goal line as he pops it through for the Panthers.
He just put his body on the line. That was great work by Lawrence there. Over to Harry Jones.
Yeah,
It's
nice
been
by
terrific.
Jones, wasn't it? He just spotted up. He could have had a bit of a flying spot for goal. He's seen O'Brien about 30 out directly in front. Put him under a little bit of pressure, but he's been around long enough to know how to handle that. And I'm not sure whether the umpire give him 50, Weaver, or he just said, mate, I'm having 50 anyway. So I've been around long enough. I'm putting myself on the line and popped it through. 3 goals the difference here at Kelly Park. Is there time, Weaver?
We've got 3.5 minutes, nearly 4 minutes to go. 3 minutes 43 if you want to be exact.
Who was it? Lee Matthews said, well, the goals in the minutes, you still got a chance.
Well, they've kicked the last 3, I think, Carey Park, so they've done really well. They need one now and they need it straight away. I think Payne's gone into the ruck here against Woods, so they've changed their ruckman once again. Woods won the ball down, but it only goes to Delalio. Delalio's been terrific. He tries to hook that into the centre, but it's gone straight across the ground here.
He got
and
his
he's
own
first
footy.
on the scene again.
That's the way to do it.
Well played. Good plan, young man. Puts the ball inside 50 there. Looking for Morris, but it's well marked there by Liam Renton, who's taken some really terrific marks in this second half of footy.
That's the way to get some stats, isn't it? Kick it to yourself, and you've done it well.
Comes out to Oliver, and Oliver finds Daniel Perks. Perks gets a handball on, goes over there in the direction of Munro. It's a tough one for him. He's met there by Bo Clark, and the ball's tied up. Basically on centre wing, right in front of the commentary box. Carey Park is still trying here. We've got 3 minutes to go. The timekeeper's getting nervous now. There could be a chance here if they get the next goal. One down there by Payne. Comes over there to Delalio. Over to Millman, who's been pretty good today. Gadecki, well, he's been better than that. Gets a soccer there, but Bunbury have the players back, and it goes in there to Heisman. Heisman seems to be cramping up as well. He's got Woods in the middle, and he's going to use him. So Woods has been terrific in this second half. He's going to go straight across the ground. He's got numbers over there, and he finds a player in plenty of space. He's going to look down there for Hamish Hall, who's been terrific all day.
Yeah, it's been a few players, isn't it? They've been stood up this afternoon, and this is one of them, Denham King.
So Kings on centre half forward for the Bunbury Bulldogs. They're just maintaining possession now. They know the game's getting close to the end. As King puts the ball in, looking there for Horton. Could have been held. He's outnumbered 4-1. The ball comes down to Gribble, who's been terrific in their second half. And this guy here, Gilchrist, has a shot on goal. But who's there? Jackson Bell, who's been more than terrific. He gets the ball out and finds Tetlow, still inside centre 50. Goes out there in the direction of O'Brien, who kicked the last goal. He goes up the line and finds Hughes, who's got plenty of space and plays on straight away, looking for the big fella in Verhalf, and he takes a terrific mark. Still 2 kicks away from Carey Park's goals. He looks inside there for Harry Jones, who's been terrific all day.
Oh, and I reckon he's got 50
and he's got a
here.
50.
So
And Harry Jones going from kicking from 55 metres out is going to have a shot right on the goal line.
I think I can put
So
this
it's
one
50
down,
plus.
Carter. This is number 3 for Jones as he pops it through.
And that was terrific stuff set up by at the full back line
Wasn't
by
it
Bell.
Jackson Bell?
Bang, bang,
That's probably
bang.
the best moved it up along that outer side of the Panthers. It was perfectly done to Verhalf out the back. Nicely set up by Jones. A bit of a reckless tackle in the end. Give him 50. Put him on the line. But 12-8 the Carey Park Football Club, and that moves them to 80 to Bunbury 14-6 90. 10-point ball game on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, and what a magnificent game of Southwest Football League we've witnessed this afternoon.
We talked about ebbs and flows, Craney. You have all day, and Bunbury
think
were
I
on
said
top for
12
30
points,
minutes.
Did I say
can't
12
remember.
points?
I'm sure I said 10 points. Anyway, the timekeeper's nearly out of his chair. We've got a minute and a half to go here. Carey Park within 10 points. 12 goals 8 to 14 goals 6 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. Ball back in the middle. Payne v. King gets it down to Lawler, who's been terrific. The ball goes up. It comes to Millam. Millam tries to soccer the ball forward. In comes Lawrence and ties it up about 60 metres out from goal. Inside Carey Park's forward 50 just. So this is their chance. We have just over a minute to go. They need a goal now to see if they can snatch this game. Big Verhoef goes up, wins the ball down, comes over to Milman. But he has a shot on goal, and it's marked there by Bunbury. He comes out looking here for Creasy, who's been terrific all day. Well sport there by Lalello. Umpire's seen a free kick, and Creasy will take the relieving mark just outside of his
second half has
fitting.
been outstanding, Harry Creasy.
He's got short leads. There's only a minute to go. He comes inside to Burraclough, who's been terrific all day. The umpire said that's not 15. Look, 20. Goes down there looking for Gilchrist, but Denon King, who's also been terrific in this second half, takes the mark about 70 metres out from goal. Bunbury trying to maintain possession here. He goes right across the ground. There is it King, who takes the mark right on the far side of the ground. I think they might have done enough now with 20 seconds to go as Gilchrist takes the mark right on centre wing. We got 20 seconds to go. The timekeeper's given it up. Burraclough has taken the mark. Still about 70 metres out from goal. And the timekeeper's called it. But it's been a terrific game of footy. We can all agree with that. He gets a handball over there to Babbage. Babbage puts a long ball in there to Horton. And what a terrific game of footy. The Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, 14 goals, 6, 90, the Bunbury Bulldogs, to Carey Park Panthers, 12 goals, 8, 80. Terrific game of footy by two teams that went at it from the first bounce right to the final siren. Terrific game. The Bunbury Bulldogs done enough, but Carey Park showed enough after last week's heavy conditions that they're going to be a threat come finals time.